What's up, YouTube? This is Jay. Look, I'm not going to be here long. What's up, CDP? It's good to see you. I hope you all are doing well. What's up, Battle Roach? Y'all, look, I think it's terrible that Kiki and Octavious Prime mess is being splattered all over these YouTube streets, but it is what it is. I don't know if this is a play or people just do what they do, clicks and views. I'm so sorry, y'all. I was interrupted. I do apologize. I was interrupted. But check this out. I don't know if this is for clicks and views or what, but it's a hot mess. It's a hot mess. So it's a lot going on. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. It's a lot going on. Well, look, y'all. Let me go ahead and say what I need to say. I spoke with Kiki last night. Whether she's drunk or not, she knew who to put up. She knew who to take down. She knows how to start up a video. She knows how to do all of this stuff. And it's like, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. And again, maybe they are not getting along, but I find it to be weird that you're bringing all your business on the YouTube. I really find it very weird that you're bringing all your business on the YouTube. And you know what? I'm to the point now where I'm tired of seeing it. At the beginning, it was like, okay, okay. Now it's like, girl. So I don't know if she's using him for cloud or what. So I don't know. So let me see. What's up, Beach? I'm tired of it already. I'm
I,
already tired of it. What's up,
but
Beach?
hey, y'all,
What's
I
going
won't be
on?
long-winded. I promise. But my part, did you hear? I got cut off. So Octavius, I'm not sure why you edited out my message. Maybe it just hasn't loaded and people aren't hearing it, but they needed to hear it. Okay. Um, Jay Wilson on that last live. Well, I came up just initially to. I didn't want to really give a. I didn't have 2 cents for the relationship. I was speaking on. I noticed something was with the bougie. I'm going to tell you exactly how that started. Kind of a year ago, Kiki was up on the panel talking about her daughter was a legacy. So, of
Hmm.
course, you know me being a member of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated since the year of 1997 in the fall
Hmm.
at Unity Chapter at University of Montevallo.
Hmm.
When I hear that, I'm gonna be like, okay, hey, we got something, in common, or how you do. I'm gonna initiate a conversation. Well, before I got to that point, I she began to say, well, once I got up there, well, she first of all, she started hollering out 1904, 1904. Now, Jay Wilson, you and I both know anybody, if you HBCU or not, 1904. I'm sorry. Wait, now I'm confused because what nobody started in 1904. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm sitting up there. Okay, wait, hold on. Then she goes on talking about, yeah, well, we got our poodles. Jay Wilson. Again, now I'm awkwardly in a position as a member of AKA thinking I'm coming up here
AKA,
for
y'all don't have
sorrow.
no symbols or no poodles. Y'all,
The,
y'all ain't singing Magamero,
Jay Wilson, come on, you
and
better
I'm
tell
not
him.
even Greek.
You better tell him. I said, I'm in all sitting up here like, okay, what do I do now? I don't want another bad sorority girl argument when I see right now this girl, you don't even okay, you can't be a member. So I didn't want to. I learned a lot after going through the thing with Kimmy and everybody. I learned so much and I grew from that. We actually have a social media code now on how to go about identifying sorors, how to properly do it without it being a hot mess, right? And I was using that strategy. So I said, hey, I'm gonna need to talk to you behind the scenes because first of all, she yelled out a Kappa sign. I mean the Kappa, what the Kappa say. So in the midst of this, I got a girl up here hollering legacy. I come up on the link thinking I'm about to really be, ski-weeing it up, only to find out she talking about 1904. Ma'am, nobody was here in 1904. Number two, she hollering about our poodles. No, that's Sigma Gamma Rho. We're the Ivy Leaf, okay, amongst a couple other, but nobody would confuse that as a member. Jay Wilson, you don't have to be a member to know your symbols. You get what I'm
Look,
saying?
I
Everyone
know
knows
that you
that.
all are I believe. I know Deltas are Minerva. I know, I don't know what's
Theta
Zeta
Septa
Phi Beta.
Dove. Okay, it's kind of like you see, you're not gonna mix that up. You don't even have to be a
Hmm.
member to know poodles. That's Sigma Gamma. How would you confuse a poodle in AKA? So at that point, I was awkward. I hit her up in the back chat and said, "Hey, can we talk behind the scenes because I'd rather do this the right way." Because already in my
Hmm.
comments, people were saying, "Girl, what is that up
Hmm.
there talking about 1904 and poodles?" So
Hmm.
I posted on my community wall too that receipt, two receipts if you'd like to check them. I text her. I said, "Kiki, we've had too many problems with people false claiming the
Hold on for a
harassment,
minute. Hold
the
on. Hey, keep on
yes."
keep on going on. I got a conversation. Hold on
No
for a minute. Keep
problem.
on going.
Okay, so I said I want to do this the right way, you guys. I don't want this to be a mess. I don't want to embarrass you. I don't want to humiliate you. Uh, because I can do better. She didn't want to answer. We have a certain, if I ask you a question, it's not an option. You are to give me the answer, vice versa. If you, as a Sarah, ask me a question, I am to give you that answer. There is no other reason why. So, because Kiki refused to follow the necessary protocol and answer, she said, "No, I'm not going to share. I'm not going to do that." Well, ma'am, you can't jump on social media and go getting acclimates, points, and claiming alpha trying to get that reputation and the procedure, whatever comes with it. Yes, there is preferential treatment. Yes, there are benefits. Membership has its privileges, active or not. You need to identify yourself before I come up here talking about, hey, Sarah, and embarrassing myself. So I asked her kindly. She would not give me the information. So, me knowing her name, hey, what am I going to do? I went to members only. I went to our database. All of us have it, aka Delta Sigma Theta, Zeta Phi Beta, and Sigma Gamma Rho. We all have a national database. Each now I can't type into y'all's and y'all can't type into mine, but we can type into each other's. I pulled up Kiki's legal name. None. She didn't pull up. It doesn't matter if you're active, if you are deceased, even if you have been
I'm back,
expelled.
girl.
Okay. I will be able to pull your name up. Like I said, I'm going to say this again. It does not matter if you are
Beach, keep
active,
going. I gotta come in and come back out.
deceased.
Keep going.
Go ahead, Jay. I got it. Okay. If you are deceased, active or not, or even have been an expelled member, your name will always pull up in the database so that we can know what we're dealing with. Kiki, girl, I don't got to dox you to tell you you're not there. Now, on my community wall, Kiki, in 0.08 seconds, the number '08 that you seem to not understand because you up on your panel holler around 1904 like a dang fool. I was giving you grace. That was a year ago. I didn't want to do a video, strike up one, and start embarrassing you and doing that. I didn't want, I said there's a better way. And with this new social media code, I'm gonna follow the protocol.
So
You
Beach,
failed. And so
Beach,
my yes.
Beach. But and I get that, but could we focus? And I understand
Yeah,
your
we can go back
situation,
to that. I just want
but
to end with saying that my final words to her was saying, listen, out you can be cool, but we cannot accept you as a Sarah on here or identify with you as that. Please don't use that on your platform. Like that was the conversation into that, and then she started the
mhm.
bougie thing. That's all I
Okay.
wanted to say on that. So that's
So
where
let
that
me
went. It got cut off. Now
let
we
me
can
say
get
this though.
to the get down.
First of all, I hope that she gets back to recovery. That's number one. I hope she gets back to recovery. I want to make sure that regardless of how we are in the beef sector, I can say for my platform and for me that I hope she gets back to recovery. But two, Kiki, I don't think this is going to play out well for you. You have court cases. And if you don't think that people are not going to use what you did for your court case, you're mistaken. And I think this is going to come back to bite you. Number two. Number three, I don't know if you and Octavius. Now, this is what I heard. Beach. I heard that she was over there in the street sector. I call it the homeless sector. I'm sorry, the street sector. So I was corrected. And so I heard that VS followed her over to the street sector, and VS now is doing very well in that street sector, and it has caused her a little consternation. It seems that she lashed out at the beef sector because she said that the beef sector wasn't supporting her. Well, first of all, the beef sector is not the street sector. So, and you left. And so, how, I mean, it's not up to us to support you or not. And I don't know if that pressure has gotten to her. And then another thing, Holly is spilling the tea about Octavius and her spending money, and I think it says a lot about her and it says a lot about him. And what people don't realize is that when you put somebody down in a ditch, you got to stay down there with them. So even though Octavius may look crazy because she's spending all of this money on him, but she looks even crazier for spending the money.
That's
Because
what
if you bad and
I agree.
bougie, then you should have a man that bad and
That
bougie.
match it up, and that's what I came up there to talk about. Was I knew something mental, something was weird, because I ain't never seen nobody try to run a bougie, sell a bougie dream like that. I'm like, girl, you need to be working for Maverick or somebody. You about to come out with $1 or something, because this is the overkill for the overkill for the like this is overkill with it. Are you trying to convince yourself or
Mhm.
him? You about to run up, max out all your credit cards, girl. We know that women of our age, Jay Wilson, I think she's right around my age and everything. We can see and we know, okay, girl, you paying for a man, right? Look, we're not gonna judge him, because most men, look, you paying for trips and flying out, and if she already bought the tickets, women like women like her, what they'll usually do, to try to justify what they're doing, they'll go ahead and just do it. The man don't gotta even ask. It's like, well, he
Yeah,
didn't
he doesn't.
ask,
And
she
my
just
thing is
did it.
this: it says a lot about him, and it says a lot about her. And I think both of them are really looking bad out in these streets. I think that she has some mental issues where she needs to go sit down and see a therapist, not only for the mental, but for the alcohol. Alcoholism just don't start. Addiction just don't start. It has to come from somewhere. And my thing is, you know, you're using this for clicks and views. But let me say this, Kiki. Once you get your click and view, it's gonna be to the next thing.
Hmm.
It's going to be to the next thing, and already I'm going to tell you, Beach, already I'm tired of this story. Already I'm tired of it.
I get it.
I'm,
But
I'm
yeah,
tired of
it
it
because it's
already.
played out before it even
It's,
after the first couple. It's like, what more can you say now? I wonder, what do you feel about a person that keep? This was what I was kind of, my stomach was like, what are you saying? Um, it doesn't matter how nice your home is or whatever. Why do you keep saying, I live in a really nice, emphasizing you have white neighbors, you have white that it's, you know how many prestigious black upper class middle neighborhoods
First
there
of
are that
all,
have
you
with
have
all.
you have a neighborhood in Miami, right, not too far from Hard Rock Stadium.
Okay,
Very
we
nice.
talking about old money. You know what they mean when they say old money? It's communities that have been standing, houses that have been built that come from old money or whatever. Why I couldn't understand, why do you keep saying I have white rich neighbors? I had like something is
Because she
mental
wants
there.
us to think again. That's that bad and bougie or that
That's not
bougie
bougie. There's
thing.
nothing bougie about somebody bragging about having rich white neighbors. What you sounding is a little bit more coony. Okay, well, let me find up a word. I need to put coon and bougie together and get you a word. That's what it's sounding. Nobody talks like that.
Well, I'm going to
Especially
say,
you trying to be a HBCU woman and all that, and all you're bragging about is rich white neighbors. Girl, we definitely don't know you.
yeah.
Okay,
And I'm gonna say
we
this,
in the
Beach.
community.
Beach, I'm gonna say this. So yesterday, I was really trying to get her off the live because I thought that, hey, you got court cases, and I was up front to say, hey, I've already talked about the situation. It's already content. But my thing is, you need to come down. And then she went on to talk about Octavius' appendage and how big his appendage is. But I'm
That was
like, girl, it
disgusting.
makes no sense if you got that big appendage, but you don't have no big dough behind it. And I just like, and again, that's not a bad bougie thing. A bad
It's not.
bougie thing
Come
is
on
when you
now.
have it all. When you
Come
have
on.
it all. And I'm just
Mm.
like, you know, calm down. And I And let me say this, storylines in the beef sector will always hit. Sometimes it can be slow, but make no mistake that someone will be content. But this is what really gets me. I'm seeing a lot of mental breakdowns. I'm seeing a lot of mental
It happened
breakdowns,
really fast, Jay.
and it
Like
has
I
really
didn't
been
even
bad this
realize.
year. It's been really bad this year where people are really mentally breaking down. I'm going to say this, you all, and I mean, Beach, from the time where MBK and Ghetto Intellect came on to my platform, I have been seeing things that really throw up red flags for me. And I'm like, something is wrong with these men. Something is really going on with them psychologically, where they would trust strangers or people who they really don't know with such delicate,
Information.
intimate information about their lives. And then they're emotionally entangled. That that just rung off alarms for me. And then the thing with Brian, and I really am praying for him, but I think he's doing the right thing by stepping away because again, he's going through something. And now this Kiki thing going back into this alcoholism. And I'm like, what in the world is going on? And let me say this, Keena, do you think it's an influx of new people? No, no. Brian is not new. Kiki is not new. It's not new. I just think that people are getting burnt out and they're letting this. I think YouTube is pressuring them. And again, I go back to Kiki in that street sector. She's doing interviews all on this man and she's doing all of this stuff. And in the meantime, her relationship is breaking apart. She's doing all of this reporting on people. And meanwhile, she is having struggles with her drinking. So I just think that people are concerned with this algorithm and being famous and then all of this, and they're doing things, I guess, to press the button. Don't get me wrong, Pastor. Please don't diagnose me. Oh no, I'm not diagnosing you, Brian. I'm listening to what you said, and I'm glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're taking a sabbatical, which I think is really good. I heard what you said. I meant every word that I said about you. I don't know what you're going through, and you really don't have to discuss it. But I just think that at the end of the day, and I'm not talking about you with that fame. I'm talking about somebody else. That's not you. That's actually Kiki. But at the end of the day, you're right. You have to take care of you. And I hope you heard what the people said because you know, Brian, at the end of the day, people don't have anything against you, and I'm gonna be very honest.
I like
YouTube,
Brian.
I do too, but I wear YouTube like a loose garment, sir. And I just think that you got too much going for yourself. And I don't know what has happened, but I hope everything works out with you because I was very concerned. And again, I can't speak for anyone else, but we didn't go in, we didn't let have. I didn't say anything derogatory about you. I am not diagnosing you with anything, but obviously you spoke to your doctor and your doctor gave you some news that wasn't really something that you wanted to hear, whatever that conversation was. I just hope that you do what you need to do for yourself. But let's not be crazy. It's a lot of stuff that has been going on from the Tita situation to this stuff, and it has a lot has been going on, and that's all I'm saying. And of course, when you bring things out, folk are going to talk about it. However, how I choose to cover it is how I cover it, and that's all I'm going to say about that. But I do think that 2020, 2024, a lot of things are happening, and a lot of people are really under a lot of pressure, maybe on YouTube and outside of YouTube. And that's what I'm saying. And I'm looking at this Kiki situation, and I don't think it's something to laugh about. Even though she's trying to make it humorous, I don't find it humorous because you're back to drinking. And I don't know if it's a play or not, but that play don't make you look good. And the thing that really concerns me about Kiki is she has court cases, Beach. She has court cases, and this could destroy her character. All of this stuff she's been saying. She said she didn't have no money. You remember she didn't say, hey, she said she ain't had no money. But now, how you gonna tell somebody you don't have no money, but you claiming that you spent $11,000 on this man, but you just told a judge you ain't had no money? See, it's this kind of stuff that I'm concerned about. You understand what I'm saying, Beach? Because
I
she
do.
said I don't have no money, but now you're telling us you spent $11,000 on this man.
I mean, I don't know how to respond to that because I'm sorry, that's not going to ever have. No, no, and hell
And the
to the
thing,
no.
Beach, is she's been on non-stop. She's been on non-stop. This girl knows what she's doing. And the thing is,
Yeah, you
even though
can
I
be
think the
a
situation
functioning
is real,
addict. You can be a functioning addict to the point like you're aware, very well aware of what you're doing. That's how when I was up there with him, when I was speaking on something else, because I was gonna give her grace, but when she knew to come up there, and I'm quite like I'm gonna check again on that red ball, Octavius. I'm wondering why would you cut something that was straight factual unless you're trying to like lessen a blow on a person, but she brought that to the table. I didn't bring that to the table. I wasn't gonna do that to her. I just felt like
mhm,
I had addressed it behind the scenes. So
yeah.
you can't be 1 foot in and 1 foot out. If she jumps and hits the panel and tries to come at me as something she's not, and then I have to say, hold up, stop the show. Let's go and clear this out. You can't edit that out to try to
Well, I
save
don't.
her.
I
Which
don't
one
even
is
think
it?
that's going to happen, Beach, because she's really coming at Octavius full throated, and he's coming at her. And this is the thing that I look at Octavius with the side eye. You knew who Kiki was before you got with her, and my thing is, how could you sustain her sobriety, but then you call her out her name that could really damage her sobriety? And were you in it for the right reasons, or were you in it for a show? And that's the whole thing. And I really, really don't know. But you all, I heard that this show that they just did, they said that she really aired Octavius out. They said she told things and he was telling things. And the sad part about it is, I think it's tragic on both ends. And I don't think anybody's going to be a winner in this situation. And all it's doing is giving people who don't like them um, ammunition. That's all. That's all it's doing. It's giving them ammunition because she talked about so many other people's relationships and what they didn't have. And believe it or not, y'all, I do like Kiki, but we have seen this before. And I'm gonna say this, Beach. Wherever there's smoke, there is fire.
But
Don't
before I
forget,
get down, Jay,
Kiki was Samantha Graziano. Then the
okay,
next thing you know,
that's why
she
I was
was
gonna
with
go to.
VS. And the
But
next thing, I mean, it seems like every time that there is something like that, she's involved. Go
now
ahead.
listen to this, Jay, before I get down, okay? Now, when this is said and done, Octavius will have lost nothing. I get what you're saying, but see, he's not the one that presented himself as, oh, I'm a 300,000 a year type of guy. I'm driving a Rolls. He didn't present himself as
Mm,
anything except for here's what it is. On the first trip, people were trying to, drag him by his attire. He's like, hey, it's what I wore. Like he did not show up in an Italian suit, you like pinch, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't given that. She's the one that
yeah.
started showing off with the car. You can't even get a rental car, girl, without trying to like prove a point. She started this imagery of I am so over the top with all this money. She started that. And
Hmm.
so he can walk away and go right back into who he was and be like, I'm straight and not
Well,
have
I don't
fallen
know. I
from
don't
this
know though.
pedestal.
I do think that there is some damage because again, you have connected yourself to someone who may not be stable, and
Well,
now
yeah,
women are
that
looking
part
at
now,
you as
yeah,
like
on
you a
that
freeloader.
part, I
A
agree. That
freeloader. I
part,
don't want nobody. I don't need no
I
scrub
agree.
because he's looking like a scrub. And not only that, but for the mere fact that he is telling her off and cussing her out. I don't think that's a good look. So even though she presented herself as this and that, I don't think
You will
anyone
have to ask
wins.
the bougie people, the bougie committee. What do y'all say about this type of? Is this how y'all's men's talk to y'all? Because over here we do it the other way around. It's not gonna happen,
Tina
okay?
said Kiki left around the time BS did and returned when she did, when I always thought was a little interesting. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a lot of things going on. But a source told me that she got stressed the hell out because VS came with a boatload of people and VS started coming into her
I can believe that
sector and
because
started
I
breaking up.
believe that. And the reason I believe that, Jay, is because the worst I've ever seen her is when BS just stood up and has made a stance. BS don't got to say nothing, and that girl falls apart, crumbles quicker than a
Let me
dang
tell you
on
something.
club cracker
BS
in a salad. Okay, but
BS
you
BS slept with one of your boyfriends and told you about it and got information. Now she done followed you to the street sector, and she has found a way to be successful in the street sector. And I think that that is really playing havoc. And this is when
so
I
then
think
it
that
shows
beef
that
sector.
Kiki's emotional doesn't have emotional toughness, doesn't have thick skin because we live in a world. Jay, don't you work around people who you are not uh there, you know how to move around people
Hmm.
in the workforce that
Hmm.
they're not for you, but you still like your job or your position or whatever it
Yes,
is. You're not going to break your stance, or I'm going to walk out or just fall apart. That's
yes.
called adulting. Okay, so she has no adulting skills, like a child having a tantrum because they didn't get nobody picked them for the kickball team. That is what she's acting like. BS didn't pick up for the kickball team then, and ain't picking her now, and showing up on
Hmm.
the playground, and she can't handle it, and you falling apart and having these type
Yeah.
of tantrums over another grown woman.
And something is
Stay
really
that.
going on when you are going back to drinking. And I just think that that's interesting. What's up, Ken Nola? Let me say this. I don't have anything against Kiki. I know there are people on this panel or that's in this room that does. I think what she's doing is not beneficial for her at all. I don't. I don't. And I think between her and Octavius slaughtering each other, it's going to validate what Ken Nola has said. It's going to validate what a lot of people have said, and I just don't think it's smart. I don't think her alcoholism is helping her because the drunk mind speaks truth. And I really want to get her down. I know some people like, oh, don't do that. People know what they're doing, and I do think she know, but it's deep. It's deep. Hold on for a minute. I think this may be. Ooh, this is China, Lord. What's up, China?
Child.
China, I don't think it's good. China, I'm already tired
I'm
of
gonna
it.
mute, and then I'm gonna get.
China,
I do want to hear what China got to say.
China,
Hey,
China. I'm
everybody.
already tired of it. China. It's giving. It's
Child.
giving. It's giving. Let me
Mm-mm-mm.
tell you something. Once they spill all the tea on each other, it ain't nothing else. It ain't nothing
Mm-mm-mm.
else. But what you
I
think?
was I was out. First of all, I was out. I thought it was a play yesterday because I'm like, didn't they just go on vacation? Because they put
Hmm.
up the little short videos. But child, when she hit the bottle, and I'm like, Kiki haven't been drunk in like a year, right? But I was sitting back analyzing because I want to know where it stems from. Well, when he went live, he said that they was together and they had an argument at the house, and he
Hmm.
said he was leaving because he didn't want to go to jail because she was saying how we called the police over here or something like that. And he said when he heard the
Right.
popo, he said when he heard, huh?
Yeah, you. I was just saying everything you were saying was correct.
Go ahead. Go ahead,
Right.
China.
He say when he heard her mention a popo, he say he'd rather be stranded than to be in jail. So he called his people, and when he called his people, he told her, I think he said that he called his people and he told her he was leaving. And
He went to the park and just sat on the bench and waited for
yes.
somebody to get him.
My
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, my Jesus. Can you see that? See how you set yourself up because you can't even get home unless somebody come and get you. That oh that see that is giving me all kind of
Child.
you can't say nothing about nobody. I mean, and then again, she crazy as cat pee. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy, and it don't look good for either one of them because you know who this person is. You
Right.
can't tell me you ain't spent all this time with this lady and you ain't know she crazy. But
But
I
she
do agree
said,
with him. I do agree with him. I ain't going to jail for nobody, so
Now
it's
I was gonna
time for
say
me to leave.
he wasn't gonna be raw Rex, and when you start hearing that and
But
you have seen
baby,
this play
baby,
out
look,
enough
make sure
times,
you make sure you
I
have
would
a
have
little
grabbed my
money.
wallet too. I bet he left
Make
his
sure you have a
he didn't
little
even pack a
money,
bag.
honey. Make sure you have a little
uh,
money, honey.
Hey y'all,
Don't be dependent on the
hey,
woman. Go ahead.
this is a play. It's a play on her end. I don't think that it's a play on the Dolphin end. Uh, like I said, me and her used to plan stuff like this, and I have the
Hmm.
messages to prove that. We used to
Hmm.
plan drunk lives, and because when her numbers was down, uh, because when my numbers was down, then we'll end up saying, "Well, look, why don't you go on live and act like you drunk?" And that's gonna make people want you to come to the panel. And every time she did that, Pizarro let her on the panel. Lady
I'm
Nika
gonna be
let her
over
on the
here.
panel. It's a couple of people that let her on the panel. And that stuff that she said
Oh no,
about the
no, I'm not
AKA,
anything.
that was out of line.
Oh, that's okay. I got something for her. Like I said on my community wall, if you want to be that bold and try to take on, because you're not coming for me, darling. You're coming for an entire group. The minute you said 1904, so I was showing her grace, Kiki, and wasn't going to expose her. That was a year ago. But since she wants to try to think she got some type of leverage in that area or a voice to even so much as utter the name, when she up here hollering 1904 and getting in poodles and got everything all mixed up, I'll just go ahead and
You
let her
all
go.
think it's a play. You're saying that you think it's a play, and I kind of, I kind of felt play kind of action when she kept on talking about I can't take his thing and all that.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah.
girl, get down. No,
Come
it's not
on,
even about
stop.
that right now. And I mean, and then I started playing it because I'm like, you don't sound real. You don't really sound serious. And my thing is, you knew who to put up, who to take down, who to.
You messing up, brother Jay.
Let me
And if it's
say
a
this.
play,
Oh, there
it's
you
not
go.
a good play because you ain't coming out looking good on this play. You
Let me
know?
say this. I do believe it's a play on her end because she was talking about his dang side and she can't put it in her mouth, and I'm like, girl, stop. Like, just stop. Like, that even sounds crazy to me.
It sounds really corny. And that's why I started saying what I say.
Right.
I'm like, well, go ahead and take it to the. I said, go ahead.
When she says she barely sleeps with him, she barely sleep with him. He only ejaculated inside of her 2 times. I'm like, girl, stop. Like, nah, that don't make no sense.
Within the whole year,
Uh
China.
oh,
Come
can
on
y'all hear
now.
me? Beach, can you
Oh,
hear
we hear
me?
you now. I
We
hear you
can hear
Yeah.
now.
you now.
Well, let me come in and come back out. Maybe y'all can.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
breaking
come in
up.
messing up.
and out. You
You
might be able to
messing
get
up
a good
bad.
phone. Yes, China. All of that. So like that ain't even making him look bad. Why would you even say that? That's kind of like so, why would you embarrass yourself? Usually, you expect the guy to embarrass a woman with bedroom secrets or things like that to say that's why you couldn't even do this or you couldn't take. But for the woman to do it, you see what I'm saying, China? That was like
Right.
reverse. What in the reverse embarrassment? Reverse humiliation. It's like she did her own nude drop or her own porn video. Like you drop your own stuff. You
Right.
didn't even have to say it. Like, or if he felt that way, if that's even true, whatever the case, you're coming out and humiliating yourself by telling your bedroom secrets. So
It
you
doesn't
can't even
look.
put that off on him.
I
She
can
should.
It
hear you.
doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Anyway, you try to slice it. It just doesn't.
Hmm. You breaking up, Jay Wilson.
Get that, but you'll be.
Is he breaking up or is
Um,
that just me?
but I'm gonna tell
No,
you,
that's
I
him.
ain't gonna tell nobody I don't have no money to get home, and I had to wait for somebody to come and get me.
But we already knew that he was broke. We already knew that he
Never
didn't have no
put
money.
yourself in a position where you can't get back. And my thing is, and that's like he a kept man, and it's just bad all around. You understand what I'm saying? Can anybody understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand it.
Yeah, you're
It just
Hmm.
buying.
look bad all around.
Women call that you're buying your man. You buying a man. I mean,
Hmm.
that's a little
But
desperate to be so
that's what
cocky
I
and confident
said though.
But
to
he
have to
never
buy a man.
addressed that. It's everything but that. You need to address the financial problems, and let's just keep it a buck. When a woman is carrying a man, that is very stressful, and especially she seemed like the type of woman that like to put on she want this perfect relationship, she want this perfect life, and she put on this facade, and I think that actually broke her behind the scenes because his sister came into the chat yesterday and she told the sister in the chat, your brother ain't shit, and called her by her first name. And I was like, why is she calling his family name like she was doxing? Like, you know how you pinpoint
Right.
who's who?
Yeah,
Because people could put your information out, but they can't link your family members. She was saying your
Right.
mother is this, your father
I,
is this.
I
And
linked it
from what I
yesterday.
heard, it sounded like she was upset because he didn't want to move close to her. But Octavius stated that he stayed with his mom. Me looking at Octavius, I know Octavius like 50. He have to be 50 something. So his parents have to be like 70, 80. So they're elderly
Hmm.
people. So he's not going to leave his elderly parents to move with you. And Kiki, you
especially as
can't
a
be mad at
son.
that. You can't be mad at that if somebody don't want to move out their parents' house if
Well, can
they're
I say
elderly
this? You
people.
can't
But
tell the
but
court that you broke and you paying $11,000 for somebody because that
yeah,
don't seem that don't say broke to me. And I never forget when she had lost that case. She said, "I'm broke. I don't have no money. I don't have no money." Girl, you
but
have
now
Yeah,
plenty
you
of
up
money if
here
you got eleven
flexing now.
thousand dollars.
right.
See,
Child.
people got court
Mm-mm-mm.
cases and doing crazy stuff. Girl, you
The
still
Mm-mm.
got
fact that
court
you even
cases.
counting the money that see, and that's another thing when the women when they've been keeping up tally and counting how much they're spending on you, like how you just even know that number because you've been counting the whole time, which means at some point you wanted to be able to be like, look what I did for you. I spent 11 to 15 on K on you. Like nobody, like if you do something in couples relationship, one does something for the other. No one should be keeping tabs. Like okay, I spent one 300 on your cologne, but you only got me about like that's not what people do. So it don't sound
Mhm,
real to me just from my point of view. If you was already counting from the jump and got
mhm,
numbers and receipts ready to show I
mhm,
paid these
mhm,
things on for you,
mhm,
so then your
mhm,
intentions weren't doing it because we together and
mhm.
right now I'm gonna hold it down
Mm.
and when you come up you gonna hold me down or get me together. It's just basically saying well you was there when you knew when the day came you was wanted to be the one looking like big baller shot caller, but
Okay.
no, it's looking like you a pay me chick, a pick me chick, and you pay for your men, and nobody, you weren't gonna get the time of day if you weren't putting them dollars out. I mean, I thought we were singing where them dollars at. I thought it was us singing. I mean, I know that's gotta get up, but when I thought it was the women that was the gold digging or whatever, but men do it too or whatever. So I'm just saying, I don't know. This some reverse tricking. This what we call reverse tricking over in
Mhm,
another area where girl
mhm,
you the trick, okay, in this
mhm.
situation she's a trick. Call
Well,
it
I'm gonna
what
tell
it
you
is.
what.
But
I
she
don't
been a
think
trick
any,
for years.
I don't think anybody wins out of this, and this is why I think people need to know what they're getting into. I
Wait,
think
brother
people need
Jay,
to
you
know.
you know they say that they recorded each other?
I believe
What?
it. I believe it because
Yeah.
let me say this. Let me say this, Ken. I've already told you all. I don't care how people argue with me and fuss with me and fight with me. It is never wise to date somebody on YouTube. It is never wise to date somebody who has a platform just like you have a platform. And I do believe that if this was not a play or if it was a play gone wrong, it's going to end up with people looking real crazy out there. And so that's all I'm going to say. I just say that people know who they were dealing with. You knew this girl was an alcoholic. You knew this
Yep.
girl had some mental issues. And so my
Mm-hmm.
thing is there are no victims here. There are
Nope.
really no victims here. And you depended upon that woman going up there with no money, having to wait for somebody to get you. It's a hot mess. It's a hot
But
mess.
Jay Wilson, don't you think she got with Octavius because of Ken? Because if you go look back at it, she literally threw herself at Octavius.
I agree.
And we all seen it was like, what Octavius? Because he wasn't even her stilo. Kiki is more of a
But
she's a
Octavius,
flirt.
Octavius wanted the clicks and views.
Right.
He
See,
did.
so my thing is, I mean, they both got what they wanted, but they lost what they had. He wanted
When
those
when
clicks and views. Come
when I
on. So
told
so the
him
problem is everybody wanted something from this thing.
when I told him that she gave me her new phone number,
Uh-huh.
that nigga got mad at me instead of get mad at her.
Uh-huh.
So
It
yeah,
seemed
Why
he
like
would
she
she
wanted
was
them
give
clicks
you
and views.
Kiki, why would she give you her new phone number if you were such this bad person, such this pedo, such this person that's done all these horrible, god awful things, unforgivable, all the way to her only one and only daughter? Why would she even give you
She
her new number for
she claimed that she
continuous
made a
contact?
mistake. She said I made a mistake and text him
Mm-hmm.
off
Man,
my new
please. Okay,
number.
so okay,
Yeah.
to make a mistake and do that. See, this is what we say when we look at the call log. So Kiki, Ken, your name gonna be down there in the case. So unless y'all have been having ongoing communication and you were like
Mm-hmm.
one or two people, three, in the
Mm-hmm.
text, there's no mistake
Mm-hmm.
in text. And she would have had to go into contacts, pull up Ken, and then send the message. Stop acting like we slow around here. Okay. There ain't no
Yeah.
oops, I text the wrong person. That's not what happened. What happened? Because you would have had to mean if y'all weren't communicating you're not going to be on her thread, right? So then she
Correct.
got to pull you up to do that. That's a game when we know we don't play that. Oh, my bad. Wrong
Mhm,
person. We
mhm,
know these.
mhm,
No, sorry,
mhm,
fail. She went
mhm.
into context and had to
Well, my
like
thing is
you up.
this: they both got what they wanted, but they lost what they had. They played the game well, and the thing is, you can't blame the beef sector. You not know that they were in the street sector. They left. They went to the street sector. Now, all of a
Yep.
sudden, you want to come back to the beef sector and blame us and drop all of this stuff. And again, I do believe that BS. I think BS is on a personal vendetta to say, you know what, I already done got one of your men, and now I'm going to show you how I can get your people. I'm going to come to your sector and beat you at your own game. And so I think BS now has gotten out of the game of how she used to handle business to let me show you how I can do this and how I move. And I think that kind of stressed her out as well. But Octavius, let
No,
me say
no,
this.
it was it Jay Wilson, it was that speech that the daughter gave that triggered her.
Really.
Yeah,
What
that
speech?
speech. The speech where she got on stage and she said that her mama was on live all the time. She always on social media.
Mm.
She kind of bashed her a little bit.
Wait, you
Wow.
talking about one on stage? You're not talking about graduation, right?
Wherever she was doing a speech and she was talking to the crowd and
Oh my
Mm.
God.
yeah,
Wow. I didn't
she
know that.
embarrassed her.
That's
She
Wow.
embarrassed her.
mortifying. Well,
That's
you know
mortifying.
what? That's what. But I'm sorry, but I have a daughter too, not too far in age, and my daughter would never. She adores me. I'm everything to her, and she to me. And I know, China could also say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would that would not happen. It's like that type of just didn't happen. So I wonder how many times that meant your daughter needed you many times, but you chose the camera. The only time a daughter would blast their mom
Right.
like that because it was time they needed you, but you chose the camera or you chose that man, and you when they were behind her saying, "Mom, I need help," I'm online, and you kept on
Well,
pushing them to the
I
side
think
because
everybody got what they wanted, but now they've lost what they had. And I think that's the big thing because we can't act like Octavius is not responsible for some of this or Kiki, But again, I look at the Rob Rack situation and I look at all of this stuff, and it's always been for these clicks and views. And now you get it. And I'm going to tell you, clicks and views are fun when it goes your way. But when clicks and views go the opposite way, it ain't fun no more. And I think this is what's getting ready to happen. But the difference is Kiki don't care. See, Kiki don't care. I think Octavius cares, but I don't think Kiki cares. And I think Octavius is realizing that he is also a part of the content. And my thing is, if they got information on each other, it's getting ready to get very interesting. But my thing is, yeah, I'm just looking at the whole play. I'm just
y'all
looking at
Well,
the
accuse
whole
me
play.
of recording each other. I'm sorry. With all
recording each
these
other doing what?
like just basic
Talking.
conversations, like if they're just laying in bed having pillow talk, somebody got a record pen on the left and shit you on the right with a record pen.
What?
This is not
Mm-mm.
well. That won't be the first person that have done that, but I'm just saying that
He
right there, the fact that you would even, I would never think for somebody in our private, even in the car, what we got to record each other
Well, let
for
me say
unless
this,
But
you all.
hold on, wait.
Now,
Did y'all
can I say
hear?
something though? Let me say something. You all.
Okay.
If they did not want people to talk about this, or at least Kiki, they wouldn't be on YouTube. And for the mere fact that y'all on YouTube, and for the mere fact that you all putting your business out there, I can see if somebody came out and got the business and put it out there. But they are putting it out themselves. And you
hmm
can't blame other content creators or anyone else for this because if you don't want to put it out there or if you don't want anybody to know, you keep it to yourself. They could have handled this in an amicably civil way and left each other alone. But for the
Jay
mere
Wilson, they
fact they're going
couldn't.
back and
You
forth,
know
they
why
don't
they
care.
no, Jay Wilson, on this I disagree. And you know why they couldn't handle it amicably? Because when you're dealing with two people who are recording each other during the duration of your relationship, then it is already set to doom and y'all are already enemies and you just don't want to
But
admit
that's
I
what I'm
don't even
trying to
like
say,
you.
Beach. If you're recording each other, then you're
We don't
already
even I
planning
don't
for
like
you're
you.
planning for the mad day. If
Right.
you're
So I
recording for
don't
each
even
other,
like
Yeah.
you
so
for
this
real
is
and
why
I'm waiting.
I'm
So
this is why
then
I'm saying that they don't care people talking about it. Because if you're doing all of that, then you are planning for this.
Well, I don't believe that he wanted to go that way because he was calling her behind the scenes because I think it was planned for Kiki to do it, but I don't think he was involved in it. So he like,
yeah.
hold on, hold on, hold on. You doxing my family. Why are you telling my business? He kept calling her on the live stream yesterday, and she just kept continue. I pay for all the trips. But I want to know,
Mm.
did y'all catch when Octavia said, I never brought you to my house? You can't tell nobody how my house look. Yeah, you met my mama, but you don't know where I stay at, which tells me that he never trusts her.
Facts.
Well,
Yeah.
he said her house went too clean, according to somebody here. He said her house is nasty. But let me say this, y'all. I don't know, but I think that you should never date anyone on YouTube. Period. Period. That goes for subscribers. That goes for content creators. Because this is how it ends up. This is how it happens. It always happens this way. And this is why I tell people, you got to be very careful. And so whether it's a play or not, I'm going to tell you what though, it's going to run its course soon. So it rides away because in a couple of weeks, it'll be over. I'm sorry, somebody was trying to call me.
I don't want to
Yeah.
laugh, y'all, but I gotta say this funny before I get down. I knew when on Thanksgiving and Kiki cooked and Octavia was eating them greens that was made in that fried, what you call it, a fryer, a dry
That
what you
crock pot.
she didn't make them in the crock pot, an air fryer. She made greens in an air fryer or something
What?
like that.
Oh
When he
my
was eating them
God.
greens and he said, I ain't never had them like this, but and the way he was chewing, baby, I knew then that man is used to some country cornbread and greens. And girl, you don't put some use I didn't even know an air fryer could cook collard greens, but I was sitting there thinking,
And it
you
can.
and what did you get this man? But I seen the way he was chewing and he was trying his best to keep his face together. I knew then
Mm,
this a
mm.
old big country boy and he ain't finna be sitting here eating no air. He don't want nothing from your air fryer girl for no greens or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's
However
probably
you
why
cook
he
that,
went
you cook the
home.
whole
Shit, he
Let's
wanted to
Thanksgiving
eat.
dinner
listen.
with an
Let's
air
keep it
fryer.
on
Okay.
100. You can tell Octavia did not want to be on camera when they first met. She literally put the camera towards him, and you can see him trying to fix his posture because he is a big man. I think he was bigger when they first met last year, but he wasn't comfortable on camera. She put him on camera,
Yeah, and with her
and
being so short and him being tall, angles do matter. So it was like you got me
right,
angle looking crazy. If I'm holding the camera, I know how to at least hold myself so that
right.
I'm getting the best out of my posture and poise. The way your short angle giving me, you got me looking like the giant from Jack and the Beanstalks. Okay,
Yeah,
this is
but
not
that's how
ain't
he really looked though.
I mean, it depend from the height level. Yeah, yeah. If the same, like if I would have recorded like my height and he, it would have looked different. And y'all are shorter, so the angle. No, you got to give room for the height. How
Well,
you
this is
holding the
the
camera?
thing, though. He agreed to do this because
Right.
if you didn't
He
want to do
agreed to
this, you
go
could
on
have
that.
backed out and
Yep.
say, "Hey, but you signed up for this, and this is what you get. This is your return." And
And
my
she
I
thing
paid
is
try
for
to
all
never
the
warn. I
trips.
try
invest
to
in it.
warn them.
Trips, rental. I mean, did nobody
Yep, she paid for all
trying
of
to
that.
show
All that.
out?
You remember she went live talking about y'all never had a rental car like this, but Kiki,
That
you was
Alfa
paying for
Romeo,
it.
That's
girl,
Yeah,
so
that Alfa
lame.
Romeo,
Like you
girl,
pulling
that
up in a
Alfa Romeo,
Maserati. I'm just like,
girl. I'm like, you ain't never
Jay
drove an Alfa
Wilson
Romeo.
crazy.
I'm like,
right.
that's an Alfa Romeo, girl. It's not like you got a SUV, Mercedes Benz, or some girl. You got an Alfa Romeo.
you talk like pull
DJ
up in a
Craig won't God
Maserati and
do
I'm
it.
gonna be moved. Okay. Girl, you
Well,
didn't pull
she
up in a Rolls Royce. You in a basic car in a rental. Like come through with something that oh shit, baby, that car runner right there. Somebody more. What nobody I was confused at that. Like
Oh, Beachy, what made her start attacking y'all though? What did y'all do?
Beachy was
I go back to the video where I was trying to cover for her because like I said she was mentioning some Alpha stuff a year ago and I put it on my wall where I contacted her and told her you false claiming. I hit her up behind the scenes. I didn't want to do a whole nother, I learned a lot from last year and the year before. And with that new social media code, I didn't want to just embarrass the girl and come on there and be like, girl, this girl lying. We don't know her. So I went behind the scenes. I knew what to ask her. She could not confirm, and she refused to follow protocol to be identified. So then I made a post, and I reposted that on my wall to show when I ask you to post, I'm not asking if you want to be identified or
Mhm.
get the all the acclimates, whatever that comes with the preferential treatment of being a member, whatever you're trying to
Mhm.
get. then you're gonna have to identify yourself. And when she wouldn't, I just looked her up on my own. Kiki, I got the right to do that. It's not doxing. I have a right as a member to pull your name up, and she's not in there. And so I said, sorry, you're not a member. Please stop doing this. And she agreed that she would not use Alpha Kappa Alpha's name and use our stuff. I heard she was slick still doing it. And we also, I can go ahead and say this now before I get down. We had someone put eyes on her because when we saw her starting to do the bougie line, the minute she was going to start putting pearls in there, or had she put the color green and then was going to start representing herself, legal was finna be hitting her with a cease and desist, and she was finna get that work coming from corporate because we already had told her you're not a member. So, like I said, she can keep playing if she want to. It's not gonna be me, honey. I'm gonna be sitting back with my feet up, twirling
I
my
truly think
pearls.
that lady. I
But
truly think that lady has
and
some
I'm done
mental
with that.
issues going on.
Yes,
Though
you do.
I think she really.
She do.
I truly think she got mental issues, and I think some people can play a role and do this, but I think that she got some things that's not right. And again, and let me tell you something, Octavius, you from Tamarind Street in West Palm Beach. You know better than this. You done
Riviera
seen,
Beach.
baby, baby, you seen all the tricks. You done
He
seen
in a
all of
muck.
the
He in a
pimps and the
muck tie.
hoes. Boy, you know better than that.
down
You from
down
Palm Beach
Tamarind.
County.
He down Tamarind, child.
Not pimps in
Baby,
the
you done
hole.
seen all the dealers, you done seen all the hookers. Baby, Tamarind
Ain't
ain't
it?
nothing to play with. Okay, it ain't nothing to play with.
Pleasant
Okay,
City. Pleasant City. Okay.
Y'all
okay.
gotta y'all gotta realize that's this man's first girlfriend. Like he did, that man said he ain't never had no girlfriend like that.
Stop lying. Stop
That's what he
lying.
said. He never met a woman like that. That's his first girlfriend.
I always thought Octavius was a little zesty. I never thought he was the type of man to get in a relationship with a woman. It
Now
seemed like
Kiki
he
said
used
that, China.
he's and listen, it seemed like he used women as a beard to put up a facade that he's that man. And he got a good one, which was Kiki. And she was the type of woman put up the facade saying, yeah, I'll be a beard as long as you be this man for me. So it was a
No, he
fair
said he's not a
exchange.
beard. He said he ain't no yag. And he used that quite a bit. And I'm like, let me say this, do not try to prop yourself up. It is nothing wrong who I love. My thing is you don't have to go ahead and try to put somebody else down to lift yourself up. All you had to
Right.
say is, you know what, that's not my lifestyle, and so on and so forth. I could never
What's
be
up,
that,
Brian?
whatever. So that's all I will say.
Well, I'm
But
gonna jump down in the chat, you guys,
but
and
let me
Kiki,
say
if
this.
you're
Let me say this.
listening,
Can I say something? The gay folk don't want half of y'all. We don't want half of y'all. I mean, trust me, we don't even want y'all in the community. So please,
Definitely the
please,
broke ones. Y'all don't want the broke ones either.
okay.
look, they be the
So
boo.
I don't
Y'all be
know.
the ones that's bougie, baby.
Oh
Y'all be
shit.
setting standards like, dang,
He
how we
said,
gonna?
"Oh, what half of y'all?"
Hey,
I don't want
y'all
half of y'all. Now,
be
some of y'all can come over because y'all got jobs and y'all done retired and stuff. But the other
you got a
half,
little
y'all,
W-2 coming in or
because
something,
first of all,
something.
I
You
ain't
got some
going. Look, I'm
retirement.
not going anywhere where I can't pay my way to get back.
Oh
Now
hell
you
no.
Right.
you
Who gonna be
you in a bad
stranded?
situation. Now
Mm-mm.
this is what I don't. This is what pisses me off when people come. I'm a real man. A real man. A real man could at least get a bus ticket and ride on home. A bus
Come
ticket.
on.
A
Come on
bus
with it.
ticket. I'm not saying no plane. I'm not saying no train. I'm talking about an old nurse, that piece of Greyhound, and you couldn't even do that one way. One way. All you got
But
to do is just one way.
he went out there with no money at all.
Baby, and you know what? That's not a good look for Bethune-Cookman College. I wouldn't even
Y'all,
put
come
that
on,
out
y'all.
there.
Ain't no, he couldn't win without a man at our age is gonna have. Even when they playing, bro, that man couldn't have not have had a dime in his name.
Let me
Because if
tell you
you just
something.
making
I'm
yourself
gonna have at
hostage to
least
a
enough
woman,
money to get on a Greyhound bus and go
I
home one
can't.
way.
Come on,
She
Kiki.
said he was broke. She said he was always broke. She paid for everything.
Maybe what
And
if he was
then,
just lying to
but
make her do
listen,
what she was gonna do it? Why he was like,
did
"Why
you
I'm gonna get my
hear?
money when she was gonna do it?" She was
Listen,
doing all
did
China
you
this
White,
hear?
tell it.
bullshit.
Hold on. Tell it, China White. Tell it.
Hold
Tell
on.
it.
Did you
What
hear
you got to
Vic
say?
when Vic pointed out that she got upset because he wouldn't take her $300 when he told her, "Nah, don't worry about it. I handle it." And she got mad because she was trying to give him all her money. She
Oh
was trying. She
man,
got up. She got offended that he wouldn't take her money. So Kiki,
Mm,
it looked like you was the one. You was the man
mm.
in the relationship, and he trying to refuse you that one time, and you got upset.
Girl,
Mm.
not was there a blood plasma bank in town? Jesus.
I
Oh, Lord
done.
Jesus.
I'm gonna leave up in
Oh
the chat so
shit.
I can say some hey to you all and whatever. But Kiki, if
He
you're
cut
listening,
up in the chat.
Kiki, if you listening, play Carly Russell if you want to and see what you gonna get. Okay, so you better sit down while you got a chance.
This
We
is the
ain't doing
thing,
another
though.
year of that
I
mess.
think she
So
needs to
keep
get back on
playing
her.
and see what you get.
I,
I'm in
I
the
think
chat,
she needs to
y'all.
get back on her recovery. And I think that she
Love
needs
you
to go and
guys.
talk
Bye,
to
China.
therapists.
Kiki.
Bye.
He's
And
a
then
bloodbath.
I think Octavius need to get into the city program where he can learn how to code or something and get a job that's gonna
She
pay
said he had a
something.
government job for 2 weeks.
Oh my God, Octavius,
What?
Octavius, Octavius.
For 2 weeks. What happened? What the hell?
Well, what did they say
Let me
about her
see.
trying to get him in school? And he said he don't want to go to school.
Well, did he say he went to Bethune-Cookman College? Now, how you went to Bethune-Cookman College and can't get in school? If you went, and let me say this now, I'm even questioning that because how can you go to Bethune-Cookman College and didn't they teach y'all economics and finances that you don't go places without no money?
Well, what he
Oh my
major in,
God.
and did he ever get his degrees, or did he just go and claiming it?
Hmm. That's a
Jay
good
Wilson,
question.
we just learned from a certain Octavius X that he was working with a thick 1275. That's hard to handle. Oh Jesus. Yeah. See,
What?
y'all, it's a lot. Unfortunately, this kind of stuff happens. And let this be a lesson. Don't get into these YouTube relationships. If you got to do for the love of something, do for the love of Jesus. Do for the love of going back to school. Don't be doing it for the love of trying to hook up with somebody. We've seen how these things work. Now they messing with landlord Jesus, baby. Landlord, baby, they tearing you up. They tearing you up. So I just say, y'all, it's not worth it. It's not
Well,
worth
can
it.
you scream Octavius?
Octavius, 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 Octavius. Let me say this, Octavius. I would. I take now.
This man crazy.
The people say that Octavius told the people that he ain't had no money and that he had to call his people. Now that's what y'all telling me, right? That's what
Yeah.
y'all telling me.
Yeah,
My
he
That's what
called
he
God,
his
today.
said.
family. But
My
my
God,
thing
today.
was this, like Kiki, and she said that she Octavius had her get a lawyer and tell the lawyer all this crazy stuff. And I want to know which case was that? Was that the one with MU or was that the one with VS? She said she spent all this money on the lawyer because Octavius was pushing her to get it and telling his lawyer all this crazy stuff, and she had to pay for it, and he ain't come out his pocket.
Oh my.
She said he put the battery in her back.
It's
Yeah.
just so much going on. It's just so much going on. It's just so
China's
much
so
going on,
messy.
Jesus.
Look, listen,
It's
when I
just a
heard Jay
lot going
Wilson on the
on.
link yesterday, I literally cried because he was like, listen, niece, you got a lot of problems. Don't mean everybody else wants your problems. I fainted. Like,
he be
Well, no,
he
but
be
I was
whooping
trying to
that
get her
niece, boy.
off. I was trying to get her off, y'all. And then she started playing crazy. And then I started playing crazy with her. You know? I'm like, but my thing is, and then here comes Vic. Vic wants to say, Vic, everybody don't have
Oh
that
my
gift, Vic.
god.
Everybody don't have that gift,
child,
Vic.
Vic
But
hit the
my
Vic
thing is,
hit
I
the
want
link
to get
talking
off.
about him and his relationship.
Child.
Bro.
See, people don't know. They don't know the assignment. They don't be knowing the assignment, China White. They
Right.
don't know the assignment. And some people be talking about some stuff they don't know assignment. But I do think she needs some help. And let me say this though, the sad part about it is she was more entertaining drunk than she was sober. And so, but girl, look at the life of Mary J. Blige and how she did it. Now, I think Mary J. Blige drunk music is better than her music that she got out
Right.
now. I like her drunk music.
Yep.
But she at least made her undrunk music fun. And Kiki, you're gonna have to do something. And again, this is what I tell people: be who you are. People talking about something, you got this. I don't got nothing. I pay bills just like everybody else. I just made some good decisions. And I mean, I really mean that. But when you start playing these roles of I got this and I got that, and that
Thank
you
you.
better have it. If you don't have
Yep.
it, you don't say it. And I'm not gonna tell anybody what I got and I don't have.
Right.
Hmm.
You understand me? And I think you get in trouble when you start doing that because now you got to keep up them lies, you got to keep up them roles, you're
Yep.
maxing out credit cards, you
But that's
know.
what broke her. If you think about it, the first thing she started talking about was her finances. And it's kind of like she looking at her bank account and she got about $2. And she like,
So
hold
you
on.
invested in you invested in Octavius. What was the return?
Let me tell you
Oh
something. You
shit!
look at your bank account and your bank account looking at you, and you can't buy what you want to buy.
Come on,
You gonna start talking shit to everybody. But
come on.
the sad part for me was her going back to the bottle. Like now, I'm keeping a buck
Yeah.
with you. Me seeing her drunk and breaking like this, I had to really clench my pearls. I was like, oh my God. Like
Let me say
I
this.
was
I don't hate Kiki. I'm sad for her and I'm sad that this has to happen. But this should be a learning lesson for all of us that you shouldn't be getting in these relationships with these people. And again, it should be a learning lesson for men and women. Don't let people control you by money because if people control you, they think they own you. And here Octavius is now in a situation where he got to call his family. And not only have you involved yourself in it, now your family's involved in it. Now this lady
Yep.
calling out y'all, and it's like, are you serious? And then she's hurting herself because I know she has court cases, and you can't tell a judge that you broke, but yet you
right.
spending $11,000 on a man, baby. When you
Child.
broke, then and see, this is
She
what I'm
Mm-mm.
spent
saying. No
all
one
that
wins.
money.
No one wins, and you're getting a few clicks and views. But let me tell you something. 2 weeks from now, this will be gone. You better get it while you can get it, baby. You better ride that wave while you can ride it, because this wave is quickly coming to the beach. Because first of all, nobody believed y'all was together in the first place.
Hell
So
no. Nope.
and I hate to say that, but I didn't believe y'all were together.
It was a
And
stunt.
I'm just being real.
Yeah, but she was over there talking to that disabled girl, and I'm like, girl, you supposed to be bougie on this high horse. You're not
And
supposed
child,
to
I know
get off
Tracy
your
getting ready to eat her
chariot.
up, honey.
I
As much as
seen
she done
Tracy
talked about
live.
Tracy and Rob Rack, honey,
Tracy
Tracy's getting ready
already
to come.
Tracy
Oh,
already
Tracy
drug her
already. Yeah,
earlier,
she drug her already.
and I was laughing
Ooh,
so
Jesus.
hard.
Now they said somebody called my daddy, child. I'm like, okay. I just
That
talked
ain't
to my
sound like your
daddy.
daddy. That sound like a
No,
woman.
no, they said that somebody talked to my daddy. And my thing is, I'm going to see my daddy sometime this month with my partner. Do you think my dad cares? These people got life. Again, these people think they got power over you. And I'm like, because you ran into me
Shit,
and I pretty
childish.
much told you how I felt. This is see, y'all, yeah. Look, I'm seeing this with Kiki too, and I see a lot of control and power. And you know, Octavius coming from that manosphere, black sector type atmosphere. So now here you are looking wimpy because you the man and you supposed to be handling things and taking care of things, but this woman taking care of you. Oh, I
He
feel a
definitely
song.
ain't.
Oh, girl, I'll be trouble if you leave me now. All my friends call me a fool. They said, let the woman take care of you. That's what they said, didn't it? Ooh, that song came to my spirit. What's up?
You know they killing me because they asking this lady to take him back, even though this nigga broke. He ain't got nothing going for himself. He ready to go back to mama house, and they begging this lady to take this nigga back.
And she obviously is broken from her financial troubles, all these lawsuits she got going on, and
Oh
paying
Lord,
for
B
all
Lenore
these
done came. You know
trips.
it's deep now when B Lenore come back to the beef sector. You know it's deep now. Kiki ain't drunk. She uses liquor as an excuse to say and do the things she wants to do and say. I was rooting
Thank you,
for
Miss
her.
Vita.
Oh Jesus. But look, y'all, I'm at the hospital, not for me. Oh, let me put that out there. Not for me. But I got to pick somebody up from surgery because they can't drive. You know how it is when they be doing stuff and you can't drive. So I said, I'm going to go ahead and pick you up because they can't drive. But baby, I had to get in here. I had to get in here. So they're going to be coming out in 15 minutes and I can't be leaving them in the doctor's office because, again, YouTube don't run my life. But I had to come in for this. And I will be back later on because I just feel some kind of way. So I'm a just get this little what's this thing? This little Kiki thing, baby. But if y'all need to watch a Kiki, please watch Kiki Mapisha. Baby, that Muppet be doing the most. Have y'all seen Kiki
Me
Mapisha?
too. I see, but you know they from Florida. They from Fort Lauderdale.
I know. And they trying to say that it's somebody, but baby, Kiki Mapisha be reading the girls. But anyway, y'all, look. Um, it was good to see you, V Lenora. Kenola, you have been balanced. You have been very even, because I know you can go in and have how this woman done accuse you of doing a lot of stuff. China White,
Right.
it is always a pleasure having you on. I
Right.
want to thank Beachy for coming on up, and I see Brian. And Brian, we're praying for you, man. Now that's real. I'm not trying to play. I'm not trying to
Yeah. Shout out
diagnose
to
you.
Brian.
I'm just only going off of what
Right.
you said, and I hope you're doing better. And that's real. That's real, Brian. If people went so crazy on YouTube, I might reach out, but like, you know what I'm saying? Because people be trying to say I'll be trying to get flirty and then trying to get them to come over and bring the lube. So I don't play that no more. But
Well,
look,
let me
but on
say
real
this.
talk,
Let me say this before I go. Octavius!
Octavius, Octavius. Anyway, y'all, let me go before these people call the
See
cops
y'all
at the
later.
hospital. Hey, look, have a good one, Ken. I'll talk to y'all later.
You too, brother Jay.
Peace and love. Bye.